Craig Meakin, you're the creator of this channel. Can you sort of give us an idea of what it's all about?
Well, to be honest, it's when you're actually having a discussion with a group on Facebook about games and consoles, it can soon get very, very childish. It can soon get abusive. So after being part of a number of groups where it kind of took a south turn, I decided to create this group myself and just invite people that I was comfortable with talking to on a regular basis.
Okay.
It's got quite a small following at the moment, but hopefully this will help it to grow.
I believe right now you're actually setting up an internet site with Twitter and email.
That's right, yep. The website address is maturexboxgaming.uk. The Twitter address is twitter.maturexboxgaming.uk. And if you wanted to join our little Facebook group, it's facebook.maturegaming.uk.
Will you be including all this information on the comment section of YouTube?
I will. I'll be putting it in the description.
Okay, brilliant. Right, so as I say, we'll bring in the rest of the guys right now. Topic time.
Well, just before we do that, I'm surprised you didn't use my Titanfall introduction, to be honest.
Your Titanfall introduction?
Do you not remember? Yeah, that's where I thought you were going to go with that to start off with.
I can't remember it, mate.
Yeah, we'll leave that
I think you should describe it.
Go on, here we go. We're all live. We might as well let the world hear it.
I think it was. I think you guys remember it. I think we're playing Titanfall, and I don't remember how we got onto it. Wasn't it like a bet or something? Every time I died, a piece of clothing off, and then I was just in my underwear, and it was live on Twitch. And you guys had a fantastic day with that one.
Well, yeah, of course. It's special when Meakin sent me the link, and then I re-edited it so it actually looked like a call guy sort of thing.
Oh, that was hilarious. Do you know what? I reckon if you've still got that,
yeah,
I reckon we should post that.
I don't want to post it if only. What the hell's that?
That's your DVD extra.
Also, I'm talking to when this cat just goes.
Yeah, I forgot about that, to be honest. Yeah, let's post it in the link. If we've still got the video, I've got it somewhere, but if we've got it, post it on the link. Let's have people have some fun.
Well, that's
probably got to do that, Neil. It's hardly safe for work.
Who cares about work?
Yeah.
Oh, if you're sure it's going on the YouTube channel.
Stick it on. What's going to happen?
What's going to happen? He's probably going to get a couple of offers from Stringfellas. That's what he's going to do.
Hey, that was a goal, innit? And that was a goal.
Especially when he stood there with a tube of cream in front of him. Yeah.
Oh shit! Crap. Sorry about that.
Oh God, yeah. Right.
Topics.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say topics. Yeah, that was a good start. That was. Okay, rumours are something to do with Xbox 1.5. What's that all about?
Well, it's basically, isn't it, like Sony are now announced, well, Sony's not officially announced, but Sony's doing a PS4K, aren't they, where basically, looked on a YouTube channel for that and read an article for that. Basically, it's going to be the PS4 with slightly better hardware.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of downsides to it. So what it's going to do is games are going to be backwards compatible, so you can use the PS4 games in it, but the games will be unique to that console as well as, like I say, backwards compatible, but it won't actually output everything in 4K.
Yeah.
Everything's upscaled. So your menu and stuff like that will be 4K, but your games won't actually be 4K, they'll just be upscaled to 4K.
The strangest thing about it is like, because I found out from the other guys, it's like we'll bring Tony and Craig into this also. When you got your box, you actually came with a 4K capable HDMI cable.
Yeah.
So is Xbox One already ready for that?
It is for video, as far as I'm aware, for things like Netflix and stuff. I don't think it's... Yeah. They've said it's going to be for video, but never for games. To me, the Xbox is not powerful enough to do 4K games.
Well, it is intended as more of a media centre rather than just a gaming machine now, isn't it? You know, that was the whole idea with the Xbox One. And, you know, and, I mean, what really can they add? They can add... I mean, I'd bet on larger hard drive inside it. Maybe add to the 4K output it can do somehow. Probably still not games, but there'll be something else there. There's got to be.
I've got
something about being able to raise
as well.
What was that?
I think there'll be a slimmer machine as well, to be honest.
Yeah, but will they have a chance of overheating? That's one thing I've always found with smaller machines. Do they overheat a lot better?
The Xbox is usually pretty good because the power supply is actually external.
Right.
Yeah. Although I'd never had any problems even back when it was PlayStation 2 and they came out with that slimmer version of that. You know.
Yeah, the hardware wasn't as powerful as it is now, though, is it? Really?
No,
Think on it.
It's the way they pack what was there in the original Xbox One. They can make everything smaller. It's the way they pack it. You can probably get the air through there rather than needing a massive fan.
Yeah, but wasn't Phil Spencer when he was on about, well, an article came about it, changing the components so you could change your graphics charge, change your memory, stuff like that. I just can't see how an Xbox One could do that because everything's embedded in. It's not going to turn into a PC. So I just don't understand how they're going to be able to replace the parts. That's what I don't get.
It'd be more of a modular thing again. Yeah, more like a PC. But why would you do that to an Xbox One?
Well, the console.
The whole point of a console is
in the living room.
Have any of you seen the Surface Book?
Yeah.
Have you seen that if you actually plug it into the keyboard section, it actually gives it much more power?
No, I have seen. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they do release a new machine shortly after E3, will it have the capability to actually plug into something just like that enhances the machine somehow, or are they just going to wait for the next Xbox in the next cycle?
I think they'll wait till next cycle. I think if they go down the PlayStation route and make another console this early in the generation, they're going to be annoy a lot of gamers. People like me and you, for example, Meaty, we got it on day one. I'd be annoyed at Microsoft for launching a console less than 3 years into its cycle just to be able to play slightly better hardware games. Unless I don't expect Microsoft to give them out for free. I understand that. I'm not expecting that. But as a gamer, I'd be annoyed that to get the better performance, I've got to go and buy a new console.
Yeah, but
generation.
Usually when they do this kind of thing, it's also to bring it down a budget level, isn't it? It's like a price cut, but you're still getting something very slightly different from the original product,
The thing is, it's like that. What's the next generation? Do you believe it's going to be another console, or do you think they might even look at maybe a hybrid between a PC and a console?
Hybrid.
Well, the way I look at it is what Phil Spencer said in a tweet. It was literally there are going to be no half measures. If they release a new machine, it's going to be the whole hog. Basically, it's going to be a beast, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Well, everything's on digital now, so basically they'll probably take away the disk drive and stuff like that, so that's going to be useless.
That'd be a good way to cut what heat it's putting out. That'd be a good way to cut, add in a bigger hard drive instead of that optical drive.
I like that idea, but the thing I don't like about it is, what about the people that bought Blu-rays? I've got, over 100 Blu-rays. It means that then I've got to have another device to play that.
Well, no, because
why I like the Xbox One, because everything...
Yeah, the one you've got will still be fine for that, but this will be for people who maybe haven't necessarily got that, But it does take away from the home media element of it. I see what you're saying, yeah.
Well, the thing is,
I think if they make it an option, so they release one with or a cheaper one without, because you've got to appreciate that they risk alienating people who just flat out refuse to buy digital.
Correct.
But the thing about it as well, which I was thinking, is the fact is, like you said, Neil, about you bought all these Blu-rays for all these different movies. Well, I'm a program producer for YouTube, and it's like I do different things for live shows, which I've got produced on like dual layer DVDs. It's like, for example, they're all here, but I've just found out the other day that they're actually going to stop selling them.
What, they're selling DVDs?
They're going to stop selling recordable DVDs.
That's stupid. People back up the data on DVDs.
I know. Well, there you go. But that's the way it's going. It's going to either Blu-ray, which, like with Mac, isn't capable of doing. So then it's going all PC way again.
Mac is capable of doing it though.
It's either that or cloud, isn't it? That's your other option.
You got to pay for like an extra piece of package just to get it working.
Yeah.
Because I bought the machine ready to do it, but the biggest problem, not everybody has a Blu-ray.
Correct, and the discs are expensive.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's still too expensive for them to cut out DVD altogether.
I actually think they've got to go modular as well, because you've got to kind of take it back to its roots. They must have been designing the Xbox One for at least a year and a half before it released in 2013, and by the time it had gone from conception to being built, the hardware hardware was already generations behind the PC. They're going to need something where they can continuously update, so the machine's not outdated as soon as it's released.
But that's why then, to me, what Phil's on about with, well, not necessarily Phil, but the article about interchangeable components, that's a good thing. That would make it better, but then you're becoming a borderline of PC gamer. But also, what happens to the games? They're not. If you change your graphics card, for example, okay, to a higher spec, what happens to the games that are built for that graphics card? Are they going to go down the PS4K route, where the hardware and the game, are backwards compatible with the hardware? To me, there's just too many unanswered questions in this early in the generation for it.
Yeah. Well, it would work the same way as a PC, wouldn't it? You'd actually have the sliders where you choose what works. But the great thing about having a closed console is you would only be able to buy the components that Microsoft put on the shelf and just slot in. So it would be guaranteed to work backwards and forwards, which is exactly what Phil's been wanting.
Well, one thing I'd quickly put in on this one is people out there who's watching this program right now is us doing this chat and stuff like that. But if you've got any thoughts yourselves, we will put this as a question within the group. Send us your answers by Facebook, Twitter, email. We're all open for everybody's opinions. This isn't just ours right now. But I'll let you get back to it, boys, and see how it goes.
I'd just like to add one last thing to that. Yeah. If you're interested in what a modular console could like, I understand that this is a PC that I'm about to give the example of, but have a look on Google for Project Christine by Razer, and I think that could quite easily be turned into some kind of console concept.
Yeah. We need to leave that in the show notes then. It's in the the notes that come on YouTube, whatever.
Yeah.
But you was on about Craig a minute ago with the slide and stuff like that. Again, surely the whole point of a console is to be able to pick the controller up, launch the game, and play. I don't want to be spending 5-10 minutes changing the settings for my, for the console I've got. I want to be able to pick the game up, play the game, half an hour what it may be, put it down again, and do what I need to do.
To be fair, I absolutely agree. But with it being a closed console, there's nothing wrong with the actual console knowing what hardware has been slotted in and making the decisions for you.
But also, one thing as well is you've now got this Snap edition to the Xbox One. So maybe if it was running as a PC or a console, you could literally say Snap console mode.
Yeah, no, it's a nice idea.
Just make it literally simple. So you got PC mode for work, and then when, say for example, the wife or the girlfriend pops out the door, you go, console.
So a quick game of FIFA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your boss rings up, so I say, what are you doing? It's I'm just finishing off that file that you asked for.
Yeah, and you just get it up on the TV. Yeah. Because it'd be nice screen in screen as well, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Don't send a picture of that to your boss.
Yeah. I mean, back to the other point about the media. It's like that seems to be the route Apple have gone down with their MacBooks, isn't it? They've got no drives anymore. They're all cloud-based. I mean, even the Chromebooks were released that you can't put a media in them. So, do we really want that with a console?
Yeah, but Apple have got by that different ways. It's not a conversation for now, but Apple have got by that different ways. You can do different. You can use a disk drive either separately. You can use a disk drive from another laptop if you've got.
You can plug in a separate module to do it, which is kind of.
You've got like another Windows computer or another Apple computer that's got a CD drive. You can do it that way. So I personally wouldn't like the idea. Obviously, my games are digital. I don't like disk-based. In this generation, I want disk-based games purely for the fact the simplicity. The Switch, you just get Xbox go to, done straight away. I don't want to be getting off the sofa, getting a disc, put it in the drive. It's a pain in the bum. And this generation, I was having this conversation with someone the other week about it from work, and everything's digital. Anyway, you go and get the disc copy, right? Back in the day of the original Xbox or 360, whatever it may be, you get the disc, put it in the drive, play it within, 2-3 minutes. And now, you buy a game, you've got to put it on the hard drive anyway. You've got to spend 10-15 minutes installing it on the hard drive anyway. The disc is only there to check the...
But that is only a one-time thing with that, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've still got to put the disc in the drive to verify life. The game isn't being streamed off the disc like it used to. So everything technically is digital anyway. You're not having the game to play the game. You're having the game for the license.
I think what Neil's trying to say just there is that basically it's like imagine that you're a kid again. It's like when you got it for Christmas. It's like you used to get the Sega Mega Drive, plug it in, turn it on, the game was there. But it's just like. But then you take it back to when we was kids, we had like the Spectrum, the Atari, the Amiga. You put that in, it loaded 55 minutes and then failed at the end. How we've sort of gone backwards. We've literally gone back to the fact that we've got to load everything again.
Correct.
Rather than moving forwards, we've gone backwards.
Yeah.
So I like
that
the idea
that kind of brings you to the modular thing. Is like, because we've even had sort of an attempt at modular consoles in the past with the Mega CD and the Master System used to plug into the top of it.
Yeah.
And it didn't really work, and I'm not sure it'll work this time either, necessarily.
I think it might work this time, though, if it was to happen, because when it happened, Sega didn't pump a lot of money into it. They didn't have the games for it as such, and they weren't compatible with each other. And so I think Microsoft can learn them lessons. But also, it's like, for me, the console being digital-based, yeah, I like the idea of being, like I say, with digital games now, but I want to be able to put my films in it. So even if I had a drive purely for movies.
Okay, so let's just say, like, for example, they bring out the console without a disc drive, and then they have a plug-in disc drive that you can buy alongside it.
Yep, happy with that. We did that.
Would you be okay with that?
That would be the way to go.
We did it with 360 with HD DVD.
Because the thing about it is as well that if you can understand, everybody tends to have either an external disc drive already for their laptops and stuff. You've already got the equipment, so why not just unplug it from your laptop, plug it into your new Xbox? No more expense.
It won't be as simple as that, though. You'd have to have it licensed by Microsoft. But I see what you're saying.
But they could do that.
Yeah, but the theories work. It's worked with the 360 and HD. All right, the format died, but the theory itself worked. The drive was only there to read the disc. The console did all the power, all the processing, all the computing. You can still have that.
Yeah, no,
I'd be happy with that. It's a combination of both. Because
Go on.
As I say, because then if you want to go to a friend's house, with just your console, you can. You don't need to take your disc drive with you.
Right, okay, Microsoft, if you're listening to this right now, we will send you the link to it. You're actually hearing from the players. You keep going on about, you listen to us and stuff like that. Well, here's your next generation of machine. We're giving you the ideas. Why not go with it? Maybe have a go, look into it, see how much it costs you.
Not only that, you can have two versions. You can have one, like you say, with that disc drive and then add it on top, but you can also then make another version with everything incorporated for the people that want it.
If they do it with Kinect, that's where they started doing that kind of thing, isn't it? They've got a version with no Kinect now.
Yeah.
It's only an extension of that kind of principle.
But initially, Kinect actually was a failure, wasn't it, in the end?
But I think that wasn't a Kinect issue. I think that was more of the E3, 20, whatever it was, the reveal in 2013, the May 2013 reveal. I think Microsoft made a mistake with that, saying you've got to force it on. I think if they'd done that presentation in an example of E3 last year with the backwards compatibility, for example, the reveal then, I think it could have been. They've done a lot of things from the original reveal. They've taken some of them ideas and they've already done it. I think some of them they've done some of the things already.
Things they knew they had to U-turn on, like even the game sharing thing to an extent. They're talking about that, aren't they?
So I think if they'd done a proper reveal, like with Phil Spencer in charge, instead of Don Matrick, I think it would have been more of a success. I think the concept of it's fantastic. I still use the Kinect now. Yeah. Only things like turn up, turn off, turn on, the volume, stuff like that. I don't use it for switching channels or anything like that. But I do use it things like record, switch to games, stuff like that.
Do you use it for like ID as well? So when it looks at it, it knows exactly when to turn on.
Not anymore, no.
No, so that was.
It's good for your voice command stuff, yeah, and even the point of turning it on, and then it will let you sign in just with the camera.
Until I have someone over, and then
that's all a lot of people use it for,
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna throw something into the mix now, which isn't on the script, what we sort of written out. Okay, these new VR sets. What's your thoughts on them? Because to me, I think it's a waste of time. We do it too many times.
We're talking like the things like the PlayStation VR, the Valve one, the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, it sounds that way.
I
think before we go any further, it's worth noting that quite a substantial amount of the audience for the PlayStation is actually going to be told that he can't use that headset purely because they're actually 12 years old or younger. There's actually a caution notice saying that children 12 or under are not allowed to use it.
But that's not going to stop them.
Come on, it's like we know.
It's like a game rating, not stopping.
It's not going to happen, is it? It just means a 12-year-old can't go and physically buy it. But you can't have a 12-year-old go and buy GTA now, but their parents going to go out and buy GTA and give it to them for Christmas. It's nothing they can do about that.
And believe me, I've seen enough kids.
I believe that is different because this is actually a health and safety warning. It's not a parental guidance warning as such. It's actually saying that it can actually cause harm. So I think it's slightly different.
it can cause people to feel ill, even no matter what age you are. There have been reports of dizziness and that sort of sickness after using it, haven't there? Because of the fact that what they're seeing isn't matching what the body thinks. It's
not only that, it's the fact that if that 12-year-old takes that risk, or that parent lets a 12-year-old do it, what they're going to do? Then Sony have done, and the manufacturer have done what they need to do. It's down to the parent responsibility. It's simple as that. You can't. Because you're isolating a lot of the audience.
No offense, it's also hard to police as well.
Correct. You can't have you can't have an official VR person coming on your door saying, "Is your 12-year-old using it?" It's just not going to work.
Okay, so what are the prices of let's just say the Xbox version? Do we actually have a price for them yet or not?
HoloLens, and I don't think there's a price, is there?
It's nothing like the same. They're not even comparable. The Xbox One is augmented reality, where you can still see everything around you. It's just overlaid in front of your eyes.
What I'm trying to say is like the cost of it. It's just like not all of us have a couple of £100 in his pocket just to go out and get something you probably wear once or twice.
Well, the PlayStation.
This is only the developer version of the HoloLens. I think I remember reading it was around about £4,000.
£4,000?
Yeah, that's the developer version.
I was gonna say, like, with me being a tight one right now, it's definitely stayed in their pocket.
Well, the PlayStation
for Minecraft, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the PlayStation VR is going to be about what, £350, same as the console.
Right.
Yeah. The Oculus Rift, whatever it's called. I can't pronounce it now. That's them.
It's Tony who's got the beer, not you.
You what?
It's Tony who's got the beer, not you.
Hey, bad eyesight for me though. Yeah. But your Oculus Rift is talking £500. I'm not sure about the Valve one, but then you've got the Samsung VR, but for that you will have a Samsung device.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't see the point in it. I just don't see the reason for it. I can't get my head around that side. Why would you want to look at
a killer application for it? I really can't.
No, nobody's made one yet, but I think it's more something to wait. Not even next gen, maybe the gen after next.
Maybe when I'm dead.
Because I can see how. I mean, even the sort of little demo they did at the sort of Microsoft keynote with the HoloLens, that was a very cool little demo of, where they showed monsters coming out the wall, didn't they? That, and he was shooting the guy on the screen. Yeah.
But to play devil's advocate on that though, how do we, as an audience, as we wasn't at the show, how do we know that it wasn't a video?
Well, it could have been a video. It could have been CG because the power is already there. But also, for the fact is, if you've got something there and you're reaching out with your hands and you're waving things, how many people in your house are going to get a black eye?
In my case, how many cats am I going to kill?
Well, yeah. This will be going to be. It's like, where's my cat gone? It says it's there, flying out the door.
Hey, come on! It'd be great for the next Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat type thing.
That is a
You're
true.
actually slamming the cat.
Unbelievable.
Is that a show title or what? Slamming the cat.
So
I think in a way this kind of ties back to the PlayStation 4.5, because from what I've read, that's going to have a beefier CPU. Part of the reason for that is the PlayStation VR at the moment has a box that you actually have to have on your hip that does a lot of processing for the headset. And I'm wondering whether that's another reason why they're actually releasing a new console.
Something on their hip?
Yeah, they've actually got a little processor unit that they have to wear at the same time as the headset.
So basically then they're going to bring out the bum bag again.
More or less.
I've got an image in my head now of...
There's a proof for being mature.
I've got an image in my head now of sort of the from that episode of Red Dwarf where they're in the AR machine. It's just like a little square railed off area, and they've got the stupid headsets on.
And here we are doing a podcast with stupid headsets on.
Yeah, well, no.
Well, speak for yourself.
That's my point.
Because you weren't ready for this.
The other reason for the PS4K is because it's got more power. They're saying that that's more aimed at the people who want the VR. Because the PS4 now, it's capable of using the PS4 or the PlayStation VR, but it's not going to give the best experience because it's not powerful enough. That's another reason why they're wanting to do the PS4K.
Yeah. Cool.
But for me, it's just a rumour. And we know what can happen with rumours. A lot of the time, they are just rumours. This one, I think, is a real one, but we need an official answer from Sony. And I just think if that's going to happen, I think Microsoft then need to do something to get back, because we already know that the PlayStation 4 outsells the Xbox One at the moment. for the performance-wise. And I think what Sony are going to do is, I think it's quite clever, and I think Microsoft then need to find a way of hitting that back.
Well, rumour alert, and this is a rumour, but I've read from multiple sources that the new Nintendo codename NX is actually going to be more powerful than either the PlayStation or the Xbox, and if that's true, it'll put the Xbox One in third position.
Correct, that's what I've read as well. But again, for me, that needs to be announced.
So I'm going to have a virtual reality Sonic the Hedgehog and Mario.
No, it doesn't do VR. The NX is different. Obviously, that to me, that's I think something they leave at later date. But the power inside it is they use each other's consoles. I think when Microsoft did about the cloud console based, when they announced it, they were saying that things like I think with them on about Crackdown at E3 last year, wasn't they?
Yeah.
You could use the power of the cloud, and their servers makes it like 10 times more powerful than the Xbox or something, or 3 times more powerful than a standalone Xbox One. The NX basically use power from everybody's console. You can opt in or opt out for that.
Well, from my point of view, it's just I'll put my hand up. I still believe that the Xbox One came out too early.
Yes, I agree with that.
They should have waited. They should have waited, got the things right and fixed before they actually released it. Because when it came out, just like the PlayStation, it was a race. Let's get them out fast. It's just like, no, forget fast. We want quality.
But on the plus side for Microsoft, it didn't have as much failure rate as the PS4.
Difference, because if it hadn't have come out right then, we'd still have Captain Don Matrix still steering the ship in a negative direction. It's only because they're learning from the mistakes we've got Phil Spencer, and things are actually starting to take a turn for the positive.
All right, just to change the conversation slightly then.
Yep.
Name 3 things that Phil Spencer's done brilliantly for the Xbox that no one else could have done?
1, I don't know him. 2, it's disappeared. And 3, he's working McDonald's.
No, what I'm saying is, do we think all this like backwards compatible and the cross-platform? Do we think that would have happened if it was not just Don Metric but someone else in charge?
I think from my point of view.
No, because it was TV.
Say that again.
It was TV at that particular E3, and it nearly killed them. It really did. I was still interested, but it's put a lot of people off, obviously.
I think Phil Spencer's done a fantastic job.
Oh, yeah.
I really do. And I just hope that it carries on.
Well, hopefully now they'll start learning by their lessons and actually start listening to like us guys.
But they've done that. They've done that in the updates. The one thing they said when they wanted to look, well, I think it was when Phil Spencer came in, is they want to listen to the community. And hands off to Microsoft, they've done that with the updates. Even before the Windows 10 update, we had the monthly updates with, I think we all was in that one, in the party chat, stuff like that. They made everything a lot easier.
Yeah.
They added in a lot more external storage. We asked for it, they delivered.
Have we got a Cortana yet?
No, I don't think we have yet, but I reckon we might hear that later in the year.
We'll say the closer you get to Windows 10.
The Windows Anniversary Edition, it's launching then.
Right, okay, so there is a date on it now.
If it's an Anniversary Edition, I'm estimating it's probably going to be June the 22nd. That's literally, I believe that's the day Windows 10 came out.
No, it came out in July.
It was July the 22nd, was it?
Something along them lines. It was definitely July because that's what they've done for a year, aren't they, for the Windows 10?
Yeah.
It's quite interesting, that one then. Shall we skip that topic now? And is there anything else anyone wants to bring up first?
I've got other points, but I think we can do them at the end. I've got other points, to be fair.
Yeah, it's like time's ticking on as well. Okay, so basically, we've got on here something to do with the current games which are being released on Xbox Gold for this month. Do we rate them or not?
Well, the 4 games we've got, I believe, are The Wolf Among Us, Dead Space, Sunset Overdrive, and Saints Row 4.
Right.
I've played Saints Row 4 and Sunset Overdrive. Fantastic games. I've liked the Saints Row series. Number 4 is not my taste, but it's still a fantastic game, nonetheless. It's just too much, superpower stuff, but it's a fantastic game. Sunset Overdrive is fantastic in the sense it's great fun. Great for the kids to play, great for the adults to play, especially drunk.
Yeah, well, hey Tony, you there?
Yes.
Right. Well, basically, I don't know about you guys, but one thing that I found that is quite weak on the Xbox is since they brought it out is there isn't that many games out that your kids can actually play. Because it's well, some of them are there, but I meant to sort of, you've got kids who've played consoles for years and years and years and years. They can jump on and go straight away, but then you've got the people who've never actually sat down in front of a console. There's so many buttons, so many things. It's like they take away the really really basic ones. It's like your 3-button thing just to get you going, get you progressive.
We've got the odd arcade thing. It is there in the arcade, like IDARB would be good for that sort of thing, wouldn't it?
Fantastic.
Oh, IDARB, love IDARB.
Yeah, exactly.
Gets me into a lot of trouble.
It's one of your most sort of retro arcadey things, but it still somehow fits on the current gen.
Yeah, no, you could use your joystick and then 3 buttons. I agree with that. But then maybe they could have an add-on for that sort of thing. So, but yeah, that's an idea.
You've also got Rocket League. There's only about 3 buttons to press in that as well.
Yeah. I mean, there are others you can use, but you don't have to really be good or enjoy the game.
That was quite impressive. It's such a cheap game as well.
Oh, fantastic game that.
We've got to get that. We've got to get that one set up again because it's one game that's been shut down for quite a while, and especially now they're going to look at cross-platform as well.
Yeah.
Have they already added the basketball to it, or is that still coming?
I think it's in the next update, I believe.
I've got to say,
Rocket League was going to be the first cross-platform one, wasn't it? Yeah.
But what's your thoughts on that then, guys? Because you're not just playing with Xbox, you're playing with Xbox, PC, and eventually will be a PS4.
Well, only way I think of it is just basically if they kept it so that Xbox players team up and they go up against PlayStation. It's like then you got versus war.
I'm not sure you want. You probably have the option for that kind of tribalism, but I'd rather be mixing with, like the times we have played it, the teams have been mixed up every single game we've had.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have that. I mean, the issue with cross-compatibility, it's just, all it's got to do is similar to what the sort of on-live boxes were doing. It's sending that signal between, that control input signal between across your different networks, be it the Xbox Live, the PlayStation Network.
But do you think
just cut in? It's probably worth explaining a little bit about what the on-live box was, Tony, just in very quick, simple terms.
Yeah, it was like an option where you basically had a small box. It was effectively a dumb terminal for gaming. The games were hosted on a server, and you could purchase a pass, and you just got to play from the selection.
It was very similar to Gaikai. It actually came out before Gaikai. Sony bought it after Gaikai and closed it straight down.
But do we think that cross-platform is a good thing or a bad thing? Because
I think it's good if you don't know if you know that you're playing cross-platform. If you can't tell, then it's a good thing. If you can tell, then there's an issue.
Yeah, if it's that smooth that you can't tell, then and I think it's something they've probably held off on until they can get it right.
But what about, for example, PC, where you can mod it like GTA and Fallout? You got mods for it.
I think they've got to put a limit on it.
You'd have to do something like you get with Minecraft, where you have a server and it's just vanilla, effectively. Yeah. The sort of a server that can play across those is just a vanilla whatever texture pack.
Yeah, but an example with Call of Duty, you can get things like aimbots and stuff that makes it automatically aim. Are them mods going to work on a PC if you're playing cross-platform with someone on an Xbox? Because if I'm on an Xbox, I'm playing someone on a PC that's got an auto-aim, for example, I don't want to play in that game.
That's what I'm saying. You'd have to have a very, sort of mode in there for that cross-platform, and then if you're playing against other PC players only, then yes, you use all that all you want, but yeah, you'd have to have some kind of cross-compatible mode almost. But that'd be a small update to most games, I think. Really.
So no,
just to force that sort of default, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's something to really discuss on. Really, it's probably to look more into. Right, let's just see what else we've got right now. As I say, we're flying actually through. A lot of them have been quite combined.
It's fine. We can then talk about more topics later. It's fine. just make sure you don't give Craig a gun, makes a gun, and play GTA with him.
Yeah. They don't need a gun. It just gives you a sticky bomb.
Yeah, when he's cheating. Now.
Context is everything there.
Yeah, but it's just from my point of view, I'm going to have to go offline soon because I've got work at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, poor you. Not me.
But what I'll do is I'll quickly, Tony, are you ready with this top 5?
Hang on.
Just goes in.
Just get that. And yeah.
Okay, so let's just quickly fire through that one. Okay, so if you're listening right now, we're just gonna done a quick little research, sort of seeing what the top games are right now. So, okay, let's go. Right, Tony, coming in at number 5.
It's Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls 3, never heard of it. But what? But here comes the newest update of it, number 4.
The Dirt Rally Legend Edition.
Now I've played that, and for me, I hate games, and I absolutely love it. Number 3.
It's Halo 5 Guardians.
I can't believe that's still out. I'm not a Halo fan, but hey, that's my opinion. Number 2.
It's The Division.
Yay!
Destiny clone.
I'll do it.
And then also we've got at number 1.
Quantum Break, which I believe is the pre-order.
And also Neil's played it, so we'll quickly hand over to Neil. He'll give us a quick idea of what the game's like.
Quantum Break now. What can you say about Quantum Break? When you look, when it was first announced, I think Meeksy was quite excited about that, and it looked all right. But playing it, wow, you don't get any experience like it. It's in a way, some of the puzzles can be quite a bit like Max the Cursor Brotherhood, but you've got to use your time powers to get past them.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that you've got a game combined with a TV series. Now, when it first announced and before it came out, I'm there thinking you got your game, your TV series is CGI, right? But it's not. It's actually a full 1080p as you would see on a TV series. You choose your different line of paths in Act 1, and you get your TV series based on that. Now, I believe the ending's the same, but it's in third-person mode. Now, there are a few points that I don't like. I don't like the turning mechanisms. Like when you try and look at someone face-to-face, it doesn't always work properly. Right. There's a few glitches there, but a patch can clear that up. I've not played massive loads of game, but I think it's definitely something better than The Division.
Am I right saying that the main lead of that is the guy who played, is it Iceman in the X-Men movies?
Sean Ashmore, I think his name was.
Sean Ashmore.
Yeah,
Yes.
Sean Ashmore. Dominic, I can't pronounce his last name, but he was in Lost.
Right.
And Flash Forwards. And I can't remember the other guys, to be fair. The names, they're the only two ones I remember. But you play as Jack, to start off with. And then towards the end of Act 1, you play as Paul to make your decision on which path you want to go down with the company. And then you start back off as Jack again.
So basically, you're skipping between characters then, which it originally didn't advertise.
I'm not sure if you're going between more than them two.
Yeah.
Jack was only a 5-10 minute play, and then you go back once you've done your thing and you've gone to your TV series. You then start back off as Jack again. But I've not got far enough to play to find out if you're carrying more characters.
Right. So I
would recommend to people that like action, because it's a very action game.
Okay, so if I said to you it was a rating out of 10, what would you give it yourself?
On the time I played it, I think, bar the bugs, I think the bugs can make it better. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
A 7, so it's quite rounded then.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you, Meekin? You said you've had a quick look, haven't you?
Yeah, I wouldn't really say I've had that long on it. I was just playing it with William, talking to him over Xbox Live. Didn't really try to do any of the mission. I was just having a look around a car park and looking at how pretty the game was, just so I could have some kind of opinion. But I think it's a very pretty game, and I'm looking forward to playing the rest of it. But one thing I would like to add is that it's no longer a pre-order. The game is live, and the statistics that Tony gave was actually they were gathered from Amazon.
Okay, yeah, no, that's brilliant. That's
and
brilliant.
just for the people that did, if you did pre-order it, and you're not aware, it did come with a free game of Alan Wake as well, backwards 360 compatible.
So it did, and I think it's worth me adding that William, who I was playing with, confirmed that if you bought it pre-order from CD Keys, he did still get the Alan Wake American Nightmare game.
That's what I've got as well, as a pre-order. But also, you also get a Windows 10 copy as well, if you do have a Windows 10 machine.
I'm going to say, so say for example you've got the backwards compatibility of the other game. If you've already got that, how do they actually search for that?
I'm not aware, I don't know the ins and outs of that, but I think if you've already got it, then you don't get anything like that as a bonus. But as I say, you do get the Windows 10 version as well. So
I don't
either way,
think
you get
that's
something.
still ongoing, though, is it? I think that was only a pre-order where you got the
Yes.
Windows 10 version.
Yeah, it was a yeah, that's what I'm saying. The people that have already pre-ordered it, not played it yet, you got a Windows 10 as well as the free copy of Alan Wake.
So basically, it's like a 3-in-1 then.
Yeah, and that brings me on to another point then, actually. Again, it's not an our topic discussion, but just a quick one. The value for games now you're getting with the Xbox, you compared to Sony. Example would be Rainbow Six Siege, I think it is.
Yeah.
You've got your Rainbow Vegas games in it. Your Quantum Break, you get Alan Wake with it. So a few of them, you are getting some backwards compatible games as well for free.
It's starting to become more like the Orange Box for Half-Life, isn't it? You know, sort of that little pack of games. You know, like even with, was it Half-Life 2? You got the Portal with the original Portal,
and you got Fortress. Is it Fortress or something like that as well?
Yeah, Team Fortress. Yeah,
that's the one. Team Fortress. To me, so what are people's value on that? For me, the fact that you pre-order. We'll use Rainbow Six Siege as an example because it's 3-in-1 games.
Yeah.
But at the time you had that your two Rainbow Vegas games, whatever they were called. To me, for 55 quid, whatever it is on digital at the point, that's fantastic value for money. Same with Alan Wake. You're getting Alan Wake, Quantum Break. You get Quantum Break, your Xbox One, Windows 10 version, and your 360 compatible version, or for 50 or 55 quid. That's fantastic value for money. Something that no other competitor at this stage can do.
I was going to say, it's good that what they're doing right now, and every other console will probably start picking up on that. But the one thing that they've got to really watch out for is that they don't turn into the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Basically, hand out too many sweets and you've caught everybody.
Correct.
So they just need to. I know, Mike. I can hear you laughing in the background. But it's the easiest way to comparison. Is the fact is that yes, you are getting all these freebies, but then how long is it going to be before you're giving out too many that you're not going to buy anything? It's
How
like
would you not buy anything?
Well, if you think about it, if it's going backwards compatibility, is that if you bought the game, then you get 3 games there, and then there's a person at home who's already bought that game. They're thinking, well, hang on a second, I've just bought that because it's on the backwards compatible list.
But that you can say that about anything. You could buy a bit of shopping, and you buy some cereal, for example, and the price drops an hour later. There's nothing we can do about that. Microsoft can't control that for everybody. You've got to find that balance, and it's not going to happen that way. You can say about anything you purchase, you can say that about.
Okay.
I think the key is they call it a pre-order bonus, and a bonus is what it is. If you don't have it, now you do.
Yeah. Okay. No, so that's clear. So let's answer a couple of my questions. I'll leave it as this has been probably the last subject, which isn't on the list. Digital trade-ins.
Well, that was going to put me onto my other point in the end, but are we not? We're skipping to the topics that's on this sheet then.
It's the only reason I'm saying it is because I've got to go offline, mate. I've got to get more than 3 hours sleep because I'm driving a big 32-ton truck up a motorway. I don't want to go. Oh well, I'm in A&E.
Well, to be fair, you do need your beauty sleep because I'm looking at you, looking miserable.
I can't stop looking at his jacket. It's magnificent.
Hey, you can't beat it. See you there from Belgium.
I'm okay for it just being the one last topic, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fine. Digital trade-ins, I think it's a fantastic idea. It was announced that's what they're going to do when the Xbox One was revealed. If that happens, to me, I think that would be fantastic. Now, they were talking about you get 10% credit back. So if you bought a game 50 quid, you trade it online, you get £5 back for this Microsoft credit. That's fantastic because the people that are on disc, they want the disc so they can trade the games in when they're finished.
Yeah.
We play with a member that does that at the moment.
You stuck with it.
Trade them. Yeah, you stuck with it.
But also, one thing about it is that, say for example, a lot of his game share. So, like, say for example, you bought the game, Craig got it for free. Craig don't want it. He trades it. Does he trade his contract to that license, or does it end up doing the whole game and then you lose out?
But if Craig's bought it, but if Craig's bought it,
in both cases, it's his license anyway.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if what I meant is I'm saying, like, say for example, Neil bought the game, Craig got the free copy.
Then he won't be able to trade it in because it's under my license.
It's not really a free copy as such, so is it?
He wouldn't be able to trade it in because he'd have to log on as me and trade it in.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't work that way.
And
I think it's important. I think it's important to state that Microsoft did actually squash this as well a few weeks back. They said it wasn't going to happen, but I remember Phil Spencer tweeting out that backwards compatibility was nowhere near being launched, and then come E3 deleted that tweet, and here it is.
He said it about a week or so before E3, didn't he?
He did. So it could happen, but they have officially squashed it at the moment.
No, but it could possibly happen in the future.
Yeah.
I like the idea. I like the idea because there's a lot of games that I bought that I no longer play. An example with Destiny. Bought Destiny because I like the beta. Played it after for about an hour and got it. Don't like it. I'm stuck with it 'cause it's digital. I know that by being digital, I took the risk. But to trade that in, even for a couple of quid, that helps a couple of quid to buy another game.
See, that is this kind of thing is exactly what puts me off going completely digital. There are some games I've bought on disc because I'm not sure whether I will be fully into them. So obviously there's things like GTA, I'm going to buy digital.
Well, I'm
or something that's cheap, but if I can trade something in that I'm not sure about, even if it's a digital copy, that'd be fantastic.
Well, it's like, come on, Tony, it's just like at your age, you won't be trading in CDs, you'd be trading in vinyl.
That is a true point of his age, yeah. He's getting on a bit. But to be fair, Richie, you can't really speak. You're about 74 now, aren't you?
Oh, I feel like it.
I'm just dressing like it.
I wouldn't mind, but basically when my eldest daughter's friend actually calls me dinosaur, that doesn't really go down very well.
You do look like one.
I feel like one. Only thing is, I don't lay eggs, but sometimes I get so angry I do want to bite people's heads off. Just whatever you do, don't stick me in Jurassic Park. At my size, the weight I've gained, it'd be more like Jurassic Pork.
Jurassic Pork.
So, is there anything else to add there, guys, or shall we leave it as that?
I'm happy to leave it there if you're going to go.
I think that's a good place to.
Yeah.
Right, so what we'll do is I'll say goodbye. I'm based in Coventry, so I'll see you all later.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
Bye.